So we just took that thing and we threw it in my trunk, right? And we drove all the way back from Manitoba.
Right.
The entire way. And that's the entire way.
Like in one straight trip?
One straight trip, nonstop.
That's a long trip.
It is a long trip. And that's how I got the Ark of the Covenant.
Wow. It's amazing. And with that, welcome to the Nerd Accord. Today's episode is just Wayne and I again. I told Chris and Kim, I warned them about getting involved with Colombian poodle smugglers. And I warned them.
Those tricky Colombians.
Poodle smugglers especially, because that is a dangerous business. I warned them. I said, do not get involved with that. And they're like, hey, it's quick money. And so,
Poodles are hard to track in this day and age. They're not really on the radar of customs yet, and they might be now with this broadcast.
I mean, just saying.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, best of luck. I hear the Colombian prison system is not the best, but...
it's not the worst either. I mean, it's not Gitmo.
I mean, fair enough. But it's not like Sweden where they're like 5-star resorts where they focus on...
I want to go be a criminal in Sweden.
They're kind of sweet up there. Like Sweden.
Hey, you might hear this. The sounds of comfort.
Yeah, we're actually recording in the living room today of the official Nerd Accord sound editing studio.
Yeah.
Because we feel like it. You probably hear the air conditioner in the background. It's hot. I don't care. Enjoy that. That's going to be a sound.
If you don't have one, then listen to it in spite.
Yes, exactly. So, for those of you who listened to our last show, you know that I downloaded Pokemon Go.
Go. Pokemon Go! Esteban to Gomez to Pokemon Go!
It is Pokemon Go.
The Go waveform looks great.
Yeah. For those of you who don't understand what he keeps mentioning, the waveform, we are, of course, recording this, and we have the screen up, and so the sound we make obviously makes a waveform on the indicator thing, and
if you have Audacity, if you ever played with it, I mean the waveforms aren't like you see on like CSI or anything like that, but they it's the representation of the waveforms.
Yeah. So I am a little over halfway past level 10. Grinding.
Running a test.
Right, grinding when not joining gyms is hard. Especially when you're lazy and don't like the outside.
So if any of you nerds don't remember, and I've been checking to see if this has been disproven yet, it hasn't. There's a rumor that if you get to level 14 without joining a gym, without doing any gym battles or picking a team, that you're offered Team Rocket.
True.
It may not be true.
That is the rumor, is what I meant. And we are, of course, testing it. I'm probably going to go up until level 16. Just see.
Well, it's supposed to be something that just happens. It's like once you get to level 14, you get offered it.
Yeah. So I'm going to, if I don't get it at level 14, I'll go up to level 16 and see if it's there. If it's not there, then I'm going to call it to bomb.
A true hero for the nerds here. Yeah. Because this grinding is hard.
It's hard. The best way to actually get levels is to fight in gyms. And I am just grinding, hunting rare Pokemon. The funny, this is my most frustrating story. I'm a Pokemon hunter.
Not a trainer.
I'm a Pokemon
getting skins.
Well, what do you think you get candy from?
Like the Lectorb skin.
What do you think?
Lectorb. How do you say that? Whatever it is.
Know. Once you skin them, once you make candy out of them, then we keep the skins and we hang them up on the wall.
Yeah.
I was walking to work a couple of days ago. And there's a Pikachu sitting there, and I'm like, Pikachu, I will get you.
Did you get him?
No. Here's what happened. Throw my first ball at him, and he thwacks it out of the way. He thwacked my ball.
He's a ball smacker.
He's a ball smacker. So he thwacked my ball out of the way, and I'm like, oh, you bitch. And I threw a raspberry at him. Now, raspberries, for those of you who don't know, which is
I don't know.
Wayne and maybe a guy in a cave. Raspberries.
The Taliban is even playing this, so I don't know what you're talking
to
about.
Be fair,
That's a great way to meet infidels.
Raspberries is supposed to make the Pokemon easier to catch. So I throw another ball and I miss. I throw the next ball, he thwacks it away, and I'm out of balls. And I'm pissed. Like, I know there's a Pokestop about a block away, but I'm also like 3 minutes and I'm late to work.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to walk a block away.
Come back, and a lot of people would have. A lot of people.
But the thing of it is, I don't even know if it would still be there when I got back.
Right. And you see online these things, postings from people's workplaces where they're talking about, please do not Pokemon Go and work.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry I even have to say this.
Yeah. Yeah. If you Pokemon Go at work, you will have plenty of time to catch them all while you're unemployed.
Yeah, totally.
And with this latest update from yesterday, I think it was, there's now new warnings that say don't trespass while playing Pokemon Go, don't drive while playing Pokemon Go, and be aware of your surroundings while playing Pokemon Go.
All good advice.
All good advice. Now, the positive side of that story, so I had to run away from the Pikachu, which pissed me off. But then the positive side of that story, literally 3 steps later, I hatched a Charmander.
Nice.
And that gave me all 3 of the starters. So I have all 3 of the starters.
So you already have a Pikachu?
No, I don't. Pikachu is an official starter. That's the one you get when you just walk away from the official 3 starters. But I got the official 3 starters. I just need the Pikachu to get all of them. So that's the Pokemon update. I will keep you up to date on that. We'll probably, if maybe...
Up to date on our own debunking strategy.
And we'll get to that eventually. Also last week, I talked about the Welcome to Night Vale live show.
How was that?
Oh...
What I've been wondering is how transformative is the live show comparatively to, like, when people who listen to Night Vale, I'm sure it puts you there.
So the thing about Night Vale is that it's all about Cecil's voice. Okay, Cecil has this rich baritone that is soothing and comforting, and he's like, yeah, of course. There is street cleaning day is happening, and that's the most terrifying day, and the only way to actually survive it is if you're already dead. But you're going to be fine. You'll be fine. There's a terrifying glowing cloud above the city.
All hail the glow cloud.
All hail the glow cloud. Throwing dead animal carcasses at everybody. But it's probably it's going to pass.
It's no big deal. Yeah.
Yes, a beagle creature from hell just took over the town, and that was the season 4 finale. Ooh. Oh my god. Terrifying. I'm scared to death of beagles. Adorable but
terrified.
Scary.
So was the live show, was it a standalone? Was it
So it's a new episode essentially.
The
thing of it is that when they do the live shows, they do the tour, and then after they do the tour, they put them up on SoundCloud and iTunes and ever for pay as you will. So you can get them for free if you want, or you could pay as much as you would like, as much as you think the episode is worth. I would easily plop down $5 to download this episode. They record them. Actually, I think they record each live show, and then they probably splice the best bits together. That would make sense to me. And then they offer it online. There's a different energy when it's live. When it's one of the pre-recorded online shows, which what is today's date? Today is officially
the 1st.
The 1st? So
August.
There's a new episode up.
Happy birthday, Samantha. Samantha Kenyon, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Samantha Kenyon. Okay. So there's a new episode up today, which I haven't listened to yet, but I really want to because it's the first episode of season 5. So I'm super excited about that.
Dave does hand gestures.
Yes, it is. So
he might be part Italian. I don't know.
Quite possibly. Now,
Molto bene.
Like I said, there's a different energy when it's live because they're actually performing for an audience this time.
Right.
So there is a spark of joy in it that's usually not in the live show, and I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. It just is. Yeah, different energy.
So something that I want to know is, how is it presented?
Okay, yeah, good question. So they start with every episode of Night Vale has what's called The Weather, which is a indie band that usually a crisis is happening, and he's like, folks, I'll get right back to you, and I'll tell you what's going on, but first the weather. And then they would play a song from an indie band. I'm getting there.
Okay.
And then they would come back, and then usually the crisis was resolved during the weather. So what they did this time is the artist who did the weather, and I don't remember her name, but she has performed in. They presented her music in the episodes before. It was a song called "The Queer Gospel." That's all. I don't remember the artist, but I remember the name of the song. She did a short set, and first thing she said is, "Hey, this is a way bigger audience than my last time I played live in Portland, and I have Night Vale to thank for that. Thank you, Night Vale." So she played a set, and then they started the show. It was Cecil at one microphone, Disparition, who does all the live music behind his setup, and another microphone for whenever other people came out to do voices. So Cecil starts the show. He's like, welcome, or he does his bit, and he always says something cryptic beforehand, and then says, "Welcome to Night Vale." There's a little musical intro. There's like, listeners, this is the thing that's happening now. This episode was a ghost story competition. The city council is the mandatory ghost story competition for all of Night Vale. All Night Vale citizens are required to.
It's mandatory.
It is mandatory. Like Poetry Week was mandatory. Poetry Week, everyone was required by law to submit a poem to city council.
Nice.
This one, it's a ghost story. The best ghost story became lunch, essentially, for city council. Cecil's like, now that everybody submitted their ghost stories, city council will pick their winner. So it starts with Cecil telling his ghost story. And then they go to some advertising. There's a character called Meg, the sentient patch of haze, who does a lot of their advertising. She came in, did her bit. Then Tamika Flynn is another character. She was important from the summer reading program. She's a librarian, which in this world, librarians are terrifying. And libraries are scary places. They're hell dimensions. They are straight out of Silent Hill.
That's great.
Hell dimensions library. They did a bit with her telling her ghost story, and then Pamela Winchell, the director of emergency press conferences, who used to be formerly the mayor.
Emergency press conferences.
She used to be mayor, and then there was a mayoral race because she got kicked out by city council. Mayoral race that was between Hiram McDaniels, a literal 5-headed dragon, and the faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home. I went a faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home. That's who I went behind. And the reason why, Hiram McDaniels is a felon.
Oh, well, that explains it.
And I didn't want a felon in office. But anyway, she tells her ghost story, and then Cecil gets back to his, but then he wants to tell the truth. He's like, listeners, I'm lying to you. Let me take you to the weather, and then I'll tell you the truth. So she comes back out, does the weather, which was, again, the song for the queer gospel, which is why I can remember it this time. And then Cecil comes back and tells the real story, which I don't really want to give spoilers for this. Like,
go and listen.
You know what? Okay, all right. I'm officially calling spoilers right now because everything that I've done so far hasn't been spoilers. But if you don't want to hear how this ends, then jump forward a little bit. But I'm gonna do it right now. It turns out the story was actually about his mom. And apparently his mom had abandoned him and his older sister when he was 14 years old. His sister had just gotten into college and had to quit school to come back home to raise young Cecil.
Uh-huh.
She resented him for her having to quit college, and he resented her for not being mom. And that actually tore them apart. And mom was gone for years and years and years and years. Then finally she came back, and they found out that it was an undiagnosed mental disorder and alcoholism and several other contributing factors that led to her abandoning her family. But her coming back actually was a spark that actually started to bring him and his sister back together. And she was only with them again for a short time before the diseases that were, her mind and diseases in her mind and in her body took her life. And the story is actually about 1 year later when he goes to pick up his sister from the 1 year memorial of his mom's death. And it was heartbreaking. Like, it literally just tugged at your soul that bit.
Yeah.
And there was there was a monologue at the end, which I can't really remember because I was just overwhelmed with emotion at that point. That was just beautiful. It was.
Well, it seems like Night Vale is one of the most well thought out things I've heard of, just in talking to you.
And you need to start listening.
Super fan.
I really want you to start listening to the show. And you can do it while doing other things.
Yeah.
That's the best part. You put it on. You don't have to sit there and watch it. You go do something. Like, I'll do it playing video games. I've got Night Vale on.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I do.
That's how I do.
And it's great.
That's how Dave does.
That's how Dave does. After the show, I had to call Mom.
I need to talk to my mom. She didn't abandon me.
It's 10 o'clock at night. Our mom usually is asleep by then.
Yep.
10 o'clock at night, I call Mom. She's awake. She's like, hello. And I'm like, Mom, I love you. She's like, oh, I love you too. What's this all about? Like, well, I just got out of the live show, and it was all about his mom, and it made me sad, and I love you, and I had to call you and say I love you, Mama. So, yeah, it was a delight. We stayed in a hotel that was downtown Portland, so it was like $360. Yeah, like $320. Super expensive. Had an honor bar.
What's that?
It's like
honors are terrible creatures.
It's an honor bar where it has like snacks and wine, and then you pay for it after you leave.
Oh.
And it's super expensive. It was a Snickers bar for $4.50.
Christ.
It was a king size. It was a big Snickers bar, which is only like $2 more than a Snickers bar that you buy at the store.
Only.
Yeah, I know. I had to do it just once. I've never done it before. No, I've never.
I would have done a little bottle of liquor, man.
They did have a couple of bottles of wine, but those were like $65.
Wine? That's all they had? I thought they had like little bottles that were like two shots.
It depends on the hotel.
So you got the fancy ritzy hotel.
We did.
They had fucking wine, cheese, and Snickers.
Yeah, they had like
Gruyere,
yogurt covered pretzels in one, and like trail mix in another, and like it was nice. I've never used anything from an honor bar before, and I was hungry, and I'm like, I want Snickers. So I split it with my friend who I was sharing the room with.
It just reminds me of something else. Anyway.
Oh, sure.
No, like Dave's talking about a hotel that was $320 and it was nice and everything, and our standards of nice are not exactly other people's standards of nice. Like I was talking to Wendy one day, my girlfriend the other day, and
hi Wendy.
Hi Wendy.
Wendy's an avid listener. So.
And she was talking about taking me to a nice restaurant. Cause I've never been to a nice restaurant.
Sure.
And I'm like,
where's super?
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I've been to one with a tablecloth. That was my definition of nice at the time.
Which restaurant did you end up going to?
Oh man, we haven't yet.
Oh, okay. I have some suggestions.
I don't have a tie. Oh, suggestions. Hey, shout out local Oregon shout outs.
There's Excalibur, which is downtown Eugene.
You need suit and tie for Excalibur?
It's a restaurant /
pirate buffet.
Well, it's a little has 2 rooms upstairs that you can rent out. It's super expensive.
Oh yeah.
And
you have like your own private wait staff for when you rent it out.
Something like that. I've only been there once, and that was after a high school dance. And I ordered a shrimp thing, and the shrimp squeaked while you ate it. It was weird, but it's fancy.
Fancy shrimp, it squeaks.
Oh God! I went
so
with my
squeaky.
then girlfriend. Her name was Hannah.
Hannah, yeah.
Do you remember her?
No.
From Bend.
Oh, her name was Hannah?
Hannah, yeah.
Why did I think it was like Courtney?
No, but her name was Hannah.
Okay. Hannah, anyway. Yeah. Hannah's property was haunted.
Okay.
I'm serious, man.
Anyway.
There's poltergeist there.
We'll talk about that after the show.
There was poltergeist there, and there was, yeah.
We ended up, so my first girlfriend lived in Bend, Oregon, which is on the other side. It's Eastern Oregon. We live in Western Oregon.
We're having a great time just going off topic.
Yeah, off topic, which is fine.
I'm having fun.
Which is fine. I'm done with Night Vale, so this is good. So for spring break one year, we actually went and stayed at their house.
What? Teenager's dream.
I mean, we didn't do anything. I spanked her. I spanked her once.
Ooh.
Which apparently was a turn on. I didn't know that. But that was all that happened there that week.
You know what?
She was hot.
You know what's weird is I remember going to their church so many times, and in their little youth group childcare thing that was there was a couple kids that were like they kept threatening to kill me. Like one of them was like, "I'm gonna put super glue on a dart and throw it in your head." And yeah, I'm not even kidding.
So their church was messed up.
Yeah, the like fall insane. Down on the ground. Oh yeah, and he was like, stay with our warriors as they cross back through the valley. And I straight up thought we were getting ready to drink the punch. I was like crying because these people, I thought that they were nuts, like completely insane at that church.
That was. Yeah, let's move on.
Anyway.
Anyway, so
how did we get on that subject?
Oregon Electric Station is a good one.
Oh no,
I've been there twice.
Actually
super expensive.
Yeah, I mentioned that and she laughed at that too. It's same degree of laugh as the tablecloth comment.
See, the thing is like that's kind of a cliche restaurant though.
Totally.
Like everybody goes there.
Totally, yeah. And it's a gimmicky. It's cool because it's got a lot of history.
Yeah, it's like that's the go-to place.
Yeah.
Pepe and Gianni's.
Pepe and Gianni's.
It's an Italian place. It's a little Italian place. Not many people have heard of it. That's probably about as classy as Eugene gets.
Stay classy, Eugene.
Stay classy.
All right, now let's talk Springfield fancy restaurants.
Mackenzie Cafe.
Oh, yeah, that's.
There really isn't any fancy restaurants in Springfield.
No.
Like there's some attempts to downtown, with I forget what that. There's a couple new restaurants downtown.
Right.
They're micro pubs.
Log thing.
Yeah, they're micro pubs.
Planktown.
Planktown, yeah.
Planktown, shout out.
They're micro
Log
pubs.
place.
Right. And that's fine. I haven't been to them yet, but there you go.
What the hell happened? Like, we started this podcast and we're getting swarmed with flies now. Earlier I had the door open in the house.
And that's why.
Yeah, but I didn't see them then.
They come in when you don't see them. Anyway, so since we're suggesting things,
suggestions.
I am going to
Wait. Da-da-da-da-da. Dave suggests.
So there's their theme song for our new segment, Dave Suggests.
Yes. Da-da-da-da. Dave suggests.
Thank you.
Yes.
Last episode, I suggested Night Vale, which is brilliant, and everybody should watch it and love it forever, like I do. And you'll be.
And he passionately reiterated that suggestion today.
Oh, so much.
Rightfully so.
And Night Vale, watch it, listen to it, do whatever. It's a thing.
Hail the glow cloud.
I'll hail the glow cloud. We're going to talk about something called a new Netflix series, which if you haven't started it yet, you're behind the times.
I am. I'm behind the times. Don't worry, people. I'm still trying to finish the IT crowd.
Which is brilliant.
But I'm also rewatching Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I'm rewatching Star Trek Voyager with Wendy. So,
I mean,
I've got some decent projects going on Netflix already.
Yeah, totally. So, Stranger Things is a horror/conspiracy show set in a small town in the mid '80s. It starts off with a.
I like the time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were telling me about it earlier.
It starts off with a small boy. Okay. Starts off with this group of friends. There's 4 of them, and they're all playing D&D. And
that's great.
The 3 friends get sent home. One of them is named Will, and Will gets lost, and nobody knows where he's at. He's lost. Doesn't come home. We see what happens to him, sort of. Like, we see he's being chased by something, and then he's gone. And then there's a town-wide search. The boys decide to sneak out because he's their best friend, and they're going to go find Will. What they find instead is a strange girl with...
The tablecloth thing, I'm sorry. It cracks me up. It really does.
A strange girl with psychic abilities. Who's on the run from people who are trying to kill her. And I'm about 5 episodes in right now. I don't want to give too many spoilers away. This is stuff that you can see in the preview and the credits. So none of those things are actually spoilers. They're stuff that you can see in the trailer. So by the 4th episode, the conspiracy gets real. And I mean real.
Speaking of conspiracies, the Blacklist is great.
Oh, God, yeah.
Real quick, just throw that out there. Dave suggests that, too.
Okay, so I suggested this to Wayne because Wayne had never seen it. And, of course, I do that. This is the thing I do. I suggest things to cool people, and then they end up loving them. And then they get cooler. And then I'm happy because they're seeing a thing that I love, and they're loving it too. I'm like the opposite of a hipster.
Well, no, you are the masked avenger of fabulousness.
That is true.
Because people are coming to fabulousness thanks to your masked avenging.
Yep, that is a legit statement. So Blacklist stars
James Spader.
Who was also the voice of Ultron.
Yep.
Which was a good choice.
And you know what?
Voice of Ultron, but it was a terrible movie. Anyway, moving on.
If you want to go back through it, I mean, James Spader's way more than Ultron.
James Spader's amazing.
He's had a great career, and he's one of Hollywood's best.
Yeah,
hands down, easy.
He plays an amazing mastermind. In this show, and that's really the best word for him, I think, is mastermind.
There is no other word.
Criminal mastermind.
Well, yeah. Criminal by nature of the system of which he is using.
Yeah, that's.
It's not criminal by choice. It's criminal by necessity because he has seen the bigger picture now.
Right, and
so he stepped through those small time shoes.
Right.
To play on the big field, but watch that.
Yeah. The 3rd episode isn't up on Netflix yet. Third season. Sorry. The first 2 seasons are, and they're both amazing.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the 3rd season yet. Which
I've seen a few episodes of the 3rd season. They're actually gearing for a 4th, I think. So that means 3rd season should be on Netflix soon.
So
we should look into that. and kind of give you a nerd rundown of new Netflix. That should be another segment.
I've actually suggested that a couple of times.
You said where? On the dock?
Yep.
Son of a biscuit.
Yep.
Chris and I were too busy docking.
So every month...
Make them touch.
So every month, they post new stuff that's coming up on Netflix. Like A Game to Kill For came up.
Oh, yeah. Every time I remember that it's up there, I'm like half asleep, and I play that when I should just be playing The Next Generation, and I fall asleep like halfway through it.
Yeah, I haven't even started it yet. But
I've heard it's
good. Anyway, so Stranger Things, definitely A+. Like, that is the...
Now, is that a Netflix original? That's something I was going to ask earlier. You know, Netflix has been putting out some really great stuff.
I mean, yeah.
They are doing a phenomenal job. And I might be a little biased because I haven't played in Hulu or Amazon too much.
You know, Hulu has some original stuff. So Amazon is just now starting to dip their toes into the original stuff with the new Tick, which I am already pissed about. The new live-action Tick series that they're doing, I don't like anything about it so far. Arthur is a mental patient, and this all might just be a figment of his imagination, which I just can't deal with. So,
we never talked about it in pre-production, but something else about Netflix, since it's been coming up, is the Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, right. Star Trek Discovery, it is actually going to be shown on Netflix. Now, what we don't know, though, is it going to be episodic? Or are they going to...
From what I understood, Netflix might be dabbling in episodic releases a week behind the CBS All Access releases.
See, I'm okay with that.
I am too, but at the same point, it's kind of going against Netflix's core, binge ideals.
True, but I kind of like the thought of them having something that...
I think that they should have a few things that are as such.
Yeah. I think it's going to be... it'll expand their portfolio a lot, and I think it'll be good. Because that's the one big complaint I hear about Netflix, is they don't have anything that's like current. It's all season behind.
Right. And once you get into that groove, it's okay. I mean, if that's what you have, I've spent 2 years with no cable and just had internet and Netflix.
Right. That's what I've been doing.
It was okay.
Yeah.
And of course I'm a movie fanatic, so I'm always going to the theater or buying movies. So there is that also.
Be ready, upcoming movies that we're going to be reviewing.
Spoilers, obviously. Spoilers for all of them.
We talked about that our first episode, so we're going to be reviewing that. It is out now. We just haven't seen it yet.
That'll be on our next podcast. Or, we might even just, on a whim, watch it and then come up with a video...
We'll see what happens.
Message about it, and then do a more in-depth analysis during the podcast.
Sure.
I kind of think like that.
Star Trek Beyond. Oh, it's out now. Gotta see that.
All right, so I guess I know what I'm doing with the rest of my check past the cable bill.
Right. Yeah. Next weekend, you and I, we're gonna go hit some theater.
All right.
Yeah.
This coming Saturday, Sunday weekend.
This next Saturday, Sunday, yes. Sunday, Monday weekend.
Sunday, Monday will work.
Yeah, because I am off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay. I've got a busy weekend.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Getting paid for helping move?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
So
sorry, Wendy.
Anyway, there's going to be some movie reviews coming up, and some movie reviews coming up here in just a few moments. So spoilers on those.
Actually, one other thing about Star Trek Discovery, we don't know where it's set yet.
Oh,
when it's set.
We don't know when it's set, but it is in Roddenberry universe.
Yes,
it is not in Abrams verse.
Right.
Which I'm kind of sad about, to be honest.
I'm not.
I know.
Yeah.
And I really want them to dabble in the future of the Abrams universe, though.
Sure. I wouldn't mind seeing, after a couple of Star Trek episodes, like Star Trek The Next Generation Abrams universe.
You see, they need to do that, but Captain Worf.
Yeah, maybe something different. Yeah, like instead of like maybe something in between Picard and Kirk. Maybe
that would be that would be beautiful.
Let's see that. That would be cool.
I would personally like to see a series based around Sulu's time as a captain.
Sure, that'd be great.
Because he actually, in the movies, like in the very first movie, he was already a captain. So I mean, there's a big span of time in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, wasn't he? He came back from his.
I don't think he was. Yes,
I think that
right.
They had dispersed.
He came back, they're like, Captain Sulu. He's like, yeah, I'm a captain now.
The crew had dispersed. Enterprise went through a bunch of new fittings, and then it got resent out.
And then they all came back for this emergency thing. And Kirk wasn't actually in charge of the ship. He was an admiral, and he was just like, I'm here because I'm supposed to be. And
that was 2, wasn't it?
That was the first one. The V'ger.
V'ger, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, he actually gets his own ship in 6, The Undiscovered Country, where he's captain of the Excelsior. Which, honestly, was able to keep George Takei and William Shatner separated.
Yeah, that it may have been a writing function for that.
Yeah.
But I like it personally.
Oh, it was great. I thought it was brilliant. They did a great job with it.
I don't think Spock should have his own ship. No. I don't think any of the other bridge crew really. I don't feel like they would be a good yeah. Like they need to be where they are.
Yeah. Maybe Spock is as a captain of a science vessel, but not anything else. Yeah, so that's that.
Oh, that's that.
Star Trek, coming soon. Super excited.
Yes.
Both movie and the new series, and Ghostbusters. I'm actually, here's the thing. After, I was, like, very on the fence about Ghostbusters until our first episode, when we actually talked things out.
Right.
I'm actually a little bit, like, I'm not excited to see it, but I'm
really excited.
Like, okay, cool. I'm down to see this now.
My only disappointment is that in the very first preview, they made it seem like it was a continuation, and that the original Ghostbusters had been,
but it's not,
had reached a mythological status in New York.
If it had if that's what they'd done,
it would have just been amazing.
All of my
it might still be amazing. I don't know yet.
My biggest concerns about the film would have been easily resolved. Like, okay, no, that's my big concern, and that's fine. I don't really have an issue with that. But let's see it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna give an honest review, one way or another, whether we love it or hate it. It's gonna be an honest review. So expect that coming up soon. Now,
mind you, Dave hates some of the people in the movie.
Melissa McCarthy, I can't stand her, and Peter Feig, or Paul Feig, who directed it. I hate him. He's like a terrible director. I don't.
What? He directed it?
Paul Feig? Yeah, not Feige. Feig. Different guy.
Okay.
Feig also did the Bridesmaids, which was a terrible movie.
I have not
also
seen
had Melissa McCarthy in it. She was terrible, and the whole thing is terrible. It was like a scene where they're in their wedding stuff. No, there's a scene where they're in their wedding gowns. And they all go out to dinner at this Mexican restaurant, and they all get food poisoning, and the bathrooms all get full up, so the bride actually ends up taking a shit in the street in her wedding dress. And that's supposed to be the funniest, like, a hilarious thing. She runs out, and there's, like, a sewer grate there, and she's like, ah! Runs outside, hikes up the dress, squats down, and you just hear this long shit joke. Which was just...
So there's a thing about comedy that Dave and I have talked about several times, and we might have mentioned it on the podcast.
Poop jokes are the lowest form of humor.
they are, but they can be funny. But the thing is that when you're paying money, they can be funny between individuals. But when you're paying money for somebody to be clever, they need to bring back situational comedy that has an actual thought-out richness to it.
Yeah, I agree.
That is still funny, the fourth time that you see it, because it's still funny, not, I heard that dick fart joke before.
There are times a bodily functions joke can be well written. It can.
Yeah.
I have seen it happen. The first Dumb and Dumber.
You know what?
The first movie actually had a really solid, I laughed during that joke.
God, my eyes. My 4-year-old has some really solid poop jokes. So I know that it can happen.
It can happen. But
some real solid poop jokes. See, that was a good poop joke right there. Come on.
It can happen, but for the vast majority of them, no. Okay, so moving on.
But that's also situational. There you go. Dumb and Dumber is in and of itself a situational comedy.
Right,
it's not a let's see who can be the filthiest comedy.
Right.
And that's what's getting old. This filthiest crap.
Let's start with The Hangover.
We're getting tired of it, man.
I actually enjoyed the first Hangover, but then everything after that was just...
Well, I say we like I'm speaking for everybody. Me and all my other personalities in here are getting tired of it.
All right.
And you do not want to piss off some of those ones.
Yes.
They come at you.
Sigmund is the worst.
He comes at you in a dress.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
No, that is terrifying. I've seen that happen. I was terrified.
Oh, Sigmund. He's all ranting about cocaine and grandmas.
What I don't understand is why he's waving around the dildo the whole time.
I don't even know where he gets it. He hides it somewhere in this house and then pulls it out.
We've searched for it. It's nowhere.
I'm afraid. Uh-oh.
What?
Where does he hide it?
So moving on. Have you ever seen the movie Me, Myself, and Irene?
Yes.
Yes. The dildo wasn't for me.
Oh, it's disgusting. This is Sigmund's dildo and everybody else unfortunate enough to cross paths with it. Still a better love story than Twilight. And with that, we bid you good night, Accordians.